Avery is just behind that. Weems Bite mid-division. Gizan is behind these, and they continue the climb up the hill through the first quarter mile. Grove Daffodil already is last. Marilette is last but one, and at this stage Intrepidity last but two. But it's Yawl that's stretching through into the lead now as they go through the first quarter mile, and it's Yawl in the lead. Yawl from Oakmead in second, and then Alouette showing third. These just ahead of Weems Bite, Bashir in blue. Royal Ballerina out wide. Subuk Blue the rail, running the rail. Then Avery behind these. Whitecap is Marilette. On the outside Ivica, then comes Gizan with just being pushed along Intrepidity at the back, and Grove Daffodil is last of all. And they continue their. Bobby D is on the outside of the pack as they make this left-handed turn and go to the highest point on the track. They're inside the last mile now, and it's Yawl clear by two. To Oakmead in second, and Weems Bite the inside of Alouette pushed along, and then comes Royal Ballerina, and these are followed through by Subug and Bashir and Marilette the rail, Ivica, Bobby D, and then comes Avery. The last three is Gizan. Intrepidity pushed along, and Grove Daffodil has been last throughout and is still last as they come down past the halfway stage and the 6 furlong pole, and it's Yawl leading by a length and a half to Oakmead the yellow cap in second, with Royal Balla the outside of Weems Bite, and then Ivica travelling well, Bobby D running well for a big price horse, Bashir and Subug the rail, and then Bashir on the outside of Alouette. Then comes Avery. Intrepidity the star cap just on the outside of the picture. These are followed through by Marilette. Leicester's coming on the short run as they come round Tattenham Corner, and Yawl the 4-to-1 favourite in the lead as they head for home. Guaranteed to stay this filly, Yawl the leader, but here goes Oakmead yellow cap after a Weems Bite behind it. Then on the outside comes Ivica with a run, so too Royal Ballerina with a great run. Gizan starts to pick up. Marilette and Leicester start looking for room. Intrepidity's under pressure as they pass the two, and as Yawl folds, it's Oakmead the yellow cap that goes into the lead. Oakmead from Royal Ballerina, Subug out wide, Weems Bite pushed along, and then on the wide outside of the pack, Intrepidity is responding. They're inside the final furlong now, and it's Oakmead pressed on the outside by Intrepidity. Between the pair is Royal Ballerina running a big race, but as they go up towards the line, it's Intrepidity whose class is going to tell at the line. Intrepidity takes it. Intrepidity, Royal Ballerina, Oakmead the 1, 2, 3, and then came Subug, followed by Weems Bite and Avery, and then came Ivica, followed by Marilette and Gizan and Grove Daffodil and Bashir. Then Yawl beat only two in the end. Alouette was one of those, and last of all was Bobby D, who ran so well for such a long way. And so the result then of this, the Energizer Oaks, it's gone to number 7, Intrepidity. Michael Roberts rode her absolutely brilliantly because at the top of the hill she was being pushed along. Intrepidity has won at 5-1. Second horse home, why that's Ballerina. Second horse home is Royal Ballerina. Warren O'Connor's run a terrific race, and the third horse home is number 10, Oakmead. I think we'll find that Subug was probably just fourth. And so the result then of this, the Energizer Oaks, there it is. Intrepidity has got a pretty head in front on the line in the colours. The first colours of Sheikh Mohammed, who has won this race in the past with Unite, Oh So Sharp and Diminuendo. This one trained in France by André Fabre, whose previous classic success came this year with Zaphonic and earlier with Toulon, ridden by Michael Roberts, whose previous classic win was Mystico in the 2000 Guineas. Second horse home then Royal Ballerina. I think we'll find the third horse home is number 10, Oakmead, and these three are pulled a long way clear. Disappointing run by Yawl, because Yawl was in front as they turned for home, and you'd expect her stamina to come into play. Intrepidity was last in the early stages, but class has seen her home to continue her unbeaten run.
And Yawl never settled at all in the early stages, and really or truly even before Darragh Holland started throwing out distress signals, I had a feeling that her chance would have been gone. And as she fades on the rail, it's left to Oakmead to take over, and Frankie Dettori, going for everything, is challenged on the outside now by the Irish runner Royal Ballerina under Warren O'Connor. She's run a blinded race, but just have a look at the eventual winner coming through on the inside, Intrepidity. Excuse me, she wasn't just coming over on this side of Intrepidity. She was never running really happily for Michael Roberts. She was running in snatches, and when he caught hold of her, he was a long time pulling his whip through into his left hand, Michael. But she's won nicely in the end, but I should think that on a flat track she's a fair bit better than she showed this afternoon.
And Intrepidity is returned the 5-1 second favourite. The second horse, Royal Ballerina, went off a double carpet, 33-1. And the third, Oak Mead, was an 11-1 chance. They sent Youall off, the 4-1 favourite. And then Intrepidity is the 13th French-trained winner of the Oaks and the 10th since this century. The 10th since the war to go on and win the Oaks, and she's the 7th Classic winner for Sheikh Mohammed and his 4th Oaks winner, and they have confirmed in the photograph Royal Ballerina is second and third Oak Mead. What a great race Oak Mead ran on the form which she was entitled to do, and she did. She split the Derby first and second. She's a very close third here in the Oaks. Michael Roberts gets it right here on Intrepidity. He had 3 to choose from Sheikh Mohammed. He chose correctly, returned the 5-1 second best.
Well, agree with every word John said about this filly. If it had been a flat track, she looks a really classy filly, because in the early stages, if you asked me if I wanted a free bet on her after a furlong or so, I would have said no. She simply didn't appear to be handling anything, the race, the gallop, the ground. Michael was very patient on her. She hung with him all the way up the straight. He didn't, in fact, pull his whip through, but nonetheless, he didn't appear to panic because of that. And she forged ahead to win near the end quite closely. The famous Robert sign, they call him the Pope because of the way he raises his hand in acknowledgement of the crowd's applause. And yet another big race triumph for the French master, André Fabre. 7 out of the last 9 Oaks have gone to the Maktoum family. Here's the applause.
And that's a new record time for the age, 2 minutes 34.19. It's nearly half a second quicker than the time for the Derby, admittedly on a softer ground, but 2 minutes 34.1.